My good people in the YouTube world, you already know what it is. It's your boy B. We right back up at you cats with another video. And we are live, my people. Straight up live. What's going on? What's going on? It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning out here in Long Island, New York, Freeport to be exact. Nassau County. We out here, my people. Another morning for you. I missed you guys, you know. How you guys slept last night? Are you up early this morning? You know? And this is another episode of Be Live, you know? The outlier experience, some people may call it. I don't know what to call it, man. It's just walks and talks with your boy, the outlier, man. You know? But I've been doing this walk for years, man. Years. Not this exact walk, but similar walks. Walking to the train station out here in New York, telling you guys how I've been feeling, letting you guys know what's going on, my people. So, you know, we got to keep the integrity of the show going like we always do. We talk about that health, the 10% growth from the day before. We go about health, we go about career, and we also go about my personal experiences in life and general, my people. And let's just keep the same thing going. The diabetes, you know, it's the same way. Took my shots. I didn't eat the 5 meals like I wanted to, like I told myself I need to because of the pancreatitis. I didn't do that. But, you know, I got a good night's sleep. I went to bed early. I woke up feeling refreshed, you know. It's interesting about that, man, you know, because in my years of being alcoholic and drinking and doing all of that other nonsense, man, when you drink so damn much that you don't remember, like you just black out and you don't remember what happened the day before, or you don't remember how you got to the next day, it's very, very scary, man. It could be scary. And it let you know that it ain't you who have control over your ass waking up in the morning, man. You know what I mean? So there's been times where I woke up, I drank so much the night before. Then I woke up not knowing anything about what happened the night before. And anything could have happened during that time that I was out of commission. So it kind of make you think about, you know, it ain't you that's in control, man. It make you be thankful that you are actually one of those people who did wake up the next day, because it's damn sure not promised. So if you did wake up this morning, man, be thankful. Be thankful. We got 2 people in the check-in. One person hit that like button. When you come in, if you like this type of material, man, hit that like button. Definitely hit that like button, you know? So after that, we talk about the career. You know, today, those cats are still coming through to look at, you know, look at some of the operations in which we do. Today is not going to be my day. They sat with me yesterday, so they're going to be sitting with someone else today, and we're going to see how that pans out. It should go well. You know, our department is very transparent. We're not doing anything that's outside of the norm. Even though some may think we are, we ain't, man. We definitely not. And, you know, this led me into thinking about the long way. You know, we have a bunch of people in society on this YouTube where they speak about making fast money. You know, some people may gamble to make that fast money. You know, they call them systems and things like that. Somebody said, what part of the world are you in? You in Tennessee, ain't it? Nah, we not in Tennessee, man. We in New York right now. Long Island, New York, Nassau County, Freeport, Long Island. You dig? Not in Tennessee, Tennessee. Have I been to Tennessee? No, I've never been to Tennessee. I want to go to Tennessee. Memphis is in Tennessee, right? I definitely want to go to Memphis. I want to go to Nashville. I seen some things about Nashville, also Memphis. I know that they're huge in music. You know, I think Elvis, he's from Nashville. Where's Elvis from? A lot of my aunts, man, who are from the South, because my family is from the South. They moved from North Carolina during that great migration period of African Americans, where they moved from the South coming up north, you know. So my mother and my father both were born in the South. My mother was born in North Carolina, and my father was born in Alabama. And my grandfather, he loved them some Elvis. My aunts, they loved them some Elvis, you know. So it's definitely a place I want to go out there and visit. Somebody left a whole fender. Definitely a place I want to go visit. Yeah, so we go back to what I was talking about. And, it's a long game sometimes. It's definitely a long game. I tell people like this, man. You learn your skill. You continue to work in that market, and you may not have spikes, if that's just what you're doing. You may not have spikes in your income, like some of these fast earners, some of these people that come on the internet and tell you to start selling insurance, to tell you to start gambling, tell you to start making money that made up front. Somebody said Popeyes or Church's chicken. Popeyes or Church's chicken. They do have some Church's chicken out here, but I mess with Popeyes, man, you know what I mean? I definitely mess with Popeyes. It's a little bit more crispy, you dig? I would definitely mess with Popeyes over some Church's. What about you? Yeah, so, I tell people, man, working a regular 9 to 5, you build yourself a skill, and then you work, man. You work, Of course, while you're working, you want to look at ways of getting paid outside of your job. But at the same time, now the long way of going sometimes can be better. So again, I listen to a lot of these cats come up here on YouTube, and they tell you to sell insurance. They tell you to get into like multi-level marketing. They're giving you systems on betting and stuff like that. And while that stuff may represent short-term money, a lot of times that stuff don't last, man. And in my community, I've seen it so much. What you guys don't know. Where the hell are you going? My boy, I'm going to work, baby. You headed to work, you dig? But yeah, so, I've seen it so much in my lifetime. And, I keep stuff away from you YouTube cats just to protect the names of the innocent. But people, my family and my friends, man, where I grew up at, I know plenty of drug dealers, man. Plenty of drug dealers from the early 90s out here in New York. And you cats already know, they make movies about that. The Supreme Team. That's, 80s, 90s New York era. Power. These are, early 2000 stories. Stories of people who was getting so much money out here in the drug bust and, those drug eras in New York. And I lived through it. I may have been, 11, 12, but I had cousins, I had friends who came up, while I was going to school. I seen cats with Benzes. I seen cats with Jeeps and stuff with their name on it, like craziness. And when I look back at that, those same cats now in their 50s, those same cats now are in their 40s. And what they're now doing is struggling, because a lot of them did a bunch of time, a bunch of bids, things like that. And they come home now and they can't get back into that same drug market. They can't get back in making the amount of money that they was making. And now they are the people who wish that they could go back in time and do things the correct way. Because while going to a job 9 to 5 or learning a skill and perfecting it takes time, where's the journey taking us? The journey is taking us to Long Island City, Queens. But I usually jump off of here before I get on the train because it's so early in the morning. I don't want to be putting the phone in people's face and things like that. I don't like doing that, But yeah, back to what I was saying. So, I've seen fast money, and I see people on YouTube telling you to try to get all of this fast money. And while it may look good at first, you jump off to a head start. I graduated high school back in 1998, right? And there were so many people. I went the computer science route. I went to Hofstra University. So I went the computer science route, learned the skill. A lot of my friends didn't. Plenty of people was coming out of school saying, oh, you don't need school. All you need is a certification. They was pushing that certification route. And I used to go to the bookstore to study, and I see people coming in there telling me, yo, nah, son, you want to live your dreams. You want to get down with Primerica and, MLMs and things like that. And some of them cats was coming out, they was making money early. And, they did their thing. But what I noticed is that I did get my degree, and around like 30, 35, me working, my status is going up. Earning more and more money. A lot of these cats had to go back to school, and it got harder for them because now they have children, they have a wife, they have a family, they got responsibilities. And now instead of just focusing on school, they got to work, focus on being a husband, focus on raising a kid, and going to school. You spitting nothing but facts, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you, Breeze. Thank you. You already know what it is. So I seen these cats now have to go back and do so much stuff. And it makes it so much harder when, they're young. And I know everybody's situation is different. Some people, they didn't have the foundation that I would have. I had parents that allowed me to go to school and not worry about, coming out trying to make some fast money. And, that was just my parents putting me in that level to succeed like that, and some people don't have that. So, I don't get down on everybody. But for those people now who in their 30s, 40s, trying to preach to kids and people to just get fast money and not care about building a skill, like I see that as wrong, I see that as misleading the people and chasing a bag. And in general, chasing bags don't work, man. It may work if you do have a plan. Like, we have some exceptional people out there, yo. Somebody like a Dame Dash. Dame Dash is exceptional. He has a great business mind. He's very intelligent, but everybody's not a Dame Dash. Everyone isn't a Jay-Z. Everyone isn't a Elon Musk. Everyone is not a Donald Trump. A lot of people got to work and learn these types of things. So when I see someone like a Dame Dash come on and disrespect workers who in reality are some of the people who play the long game, you know what I mean? They make great investments. They're great with their money. And when you look at it, these are the millionaires that you see. People who played the long game and made great business decisions. So, again, I see average people talking about, oh, I ain't getting no job. I ain't gonna do this and I ain't gonna do that. And a lot of times it's just them trying to cover up for the fact that they lazy. And they don't want to get up early in the morning. They don't want to take that time to actually learn something from the bottom up and build on that. And it's the story of the three little pigs, my people. The story of the three little pigs. Think about it. The deeper meaning of that is building something solid, building something that can withstand things that's going on in the real world. So, the economy going bad. If you build something solid, nothing can take that away from you. So the point that I'm making is this. I'm a 45-year-old man. I played the long game, man. I've seen so many things come, and I've seen so many things go. And there's some things that I did jump on, but at the same time, I was still building that foundation of learning a skill, learning how things work from the inside out, and perfecting it, Somebody on the check-in said, remember, when we're locked up together, and you run your fingers through my hair at night. I miss that, bro. I love my chat. Yo, you said, remember we was locked up together, and when you run your fingers through my... Yo, y'all crazy, sir. Y'all some crazy people. Yeah, so, I look at that, and I'm 45 years old right now, man. If I play my cards right, I can retire at 55, And with my pension, we, get 60% of that? And they take the 3 highest years that you make, you know what I mean? And where I'm going with my salary and where I'm at now, like you could stop that. You could stop it, and 60% of what I'm making is over 100,000. So it's like now for the rest of my life at 55, I'll be making over 100,000 doing absolutely nothing. And it's based off of the work that started at 18 and just sitting back, not chasing the fads that come and go, and building a real skill that's transferable, that gonna withstand everything, yo. You know what I mean? And I think that is a way for people in general, not just for black people, who I speak to. I speak to everybody. But for black people in general, man, this is a way that we change the trajectory of where we're going. So my child is not gonna have to grow up the same way I grew up. Not that it's a bad way that I grew up, but they gonna have, a step above people that don't have to worry about, who has to worry about making money as soon as they get 16, 17. People who gotta worry about, contributing to the household. My children are not gonna have to worry about that. All their job is to do is to learn where they get in. They're not gonna have to worry about financial mistakes. They don't have to worry, I have money to pay for them if they ever get into trouble. So what I'm saying is that they'll have a greater safety net. They're gonna be able to make more mistakes than another kid who came up in a similar way, but don't have parents to help them out. You know what I mean? And this is the way that we uplift each generation, my brother. This is the way that we uplift each generation. So what I'm saying is this, man. Don't pay attention to these cats that come up here talking about fast money. Fast money isn't bad. Fast money is good. Any type of money is good, man. But at the same time, you know, you should have a foundation to that. Because if you don't have a foundation, that fast money is not gonna last. You know what I mean? And you're gonna find yourself, because it's also about time. Somebody said, what part of the country are you in? We in New York, man, Long Island, New York. Long Island, New York. So the point of what I was just saying is learn your ass a skill, man, and don't be chasing these fads, because fads come and fads go. You understand what I'm saying? And chances are, if you just sitting over here chasing the bag, looking at this whim, if this wind blow you this way, that wind blow you that way, you know, you're gonna be chasing those fads and never earn a skill. And when that money run up, bruh, you're gonna be in a messed up situation. You're gonna be 45, 35, 50, in a situation where you got nothing to build upon, and you still out there looking and searching for the next hustle, man. And that ain't good, my brother. That ain't good. My family from New York. What part of Strong Island? Yes, sir. What part of New York your family from? Yeah. So this brings me to the next thing, man. What I'm ultimately want to do. Listen, man, I want to establish something on YouTube talking about just the whole outlier experience, man. I live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world, which is New York City, Long Island area. And we have so much stuff going on, so much stuff, so much news. A lot of times what we do influence the world when it comes to business, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to dressing. Or somebody said Valley Stream. Valley Stream in the house. I definitely know about Valley Stream. Shout out to that whole area, Valley Stream, Elmont, everybody out there. I'm pretty close, man. I'm in Freeport, you know. I think we all on the south side of Long Island. You dig? Yes, sir. Valley Stream is in the building. I love Valley Stream. We used to play y'all in baseball. I went to Baldwin High School, played baseball. We used to whoop y'all ass, man. Valley Stream used to whoop y'all. But y'all was pretty good in basketball. I think we used to whoop y'all. But Valley Stream is a beautiful place. I actually look at Valley Stream to purchase a home. But Valley Stream got some, you know, property taxes that's high. Nice houses, though. Definitely some nice houses out there. The beautiful Valley Stream. So, yeah, I'm looking at establishing something, basically, you know, 24/7 that's rocking, you know, for tourists and also for people that live in New York, that just runs. It tells you about some of the events that's happening each week, let you know about the weather. We speak about news. New York City Mayor Mondami, I always mess up his name. Everybody's looking into his policies. We're going to be bringing some of those policies out, speak about some DAs and all types of stuff like that, man. Just grown man talk, you know what I mean? Grown man and grown woman talk, grown person talk, just in general. But I'll let y'all know when that is getting off the ground. Somebody said, you sound like Denzel Washington. Yo, you are like the 100th person to come on the live and say I sound like Denzel. That's a good thing, man. Thank you. Somebody said I grew up in Connecticut. My parents were from New York. Connecticut is in the building. I had somebody else who came on from Connecticut. They actually grew up in the Bronx. You know, so where's your parents from? What part of the Bronx are your parents from? And Connecticut is a beautiful area. I used to work with somebody from Connecticut. And he's a cool brother. I like this style. A different type of brother. Light skin, tall. You understand what I'm saying? He used to dress differently. You know, I used to like his style. That was my man. You feel me? You know, but this is where I end my live. You know, I step into these people, beautiful establishment, 7-Eleven, to go get my coffee. So we get our coffee from there, and then we walk over here for the train station. The scent of the day is a Maj. I've been on the Maj for a long time. My people been on the Maj for a long time. So we are messing with the Maj. Reflections, man, that is the scent of the day. You dig? But I'm up out here. Thank everybody for coming in on the check-in. I'd like to thank all the people who was commenting. You guys make me laugh, you know. Whenever I'm feeling down, I go back and listen or look at some of y'all comments, and some of the stuff y'all say is hilarious, man. Homie said we was locked up together. He said I was running my hands through his hair. That can't be verified, but it is hilarious. Somebody said, be safe on that New York train system. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. There are some weirdos and some homeless people out there on the train. You know, nobody tried me yet, but I don't want to jinx myself because that could change in an instant and y'all could be reading about me on them trains. And that's how I do not want you guys to read about the kid, you know? But I'm up out here. Thank you, cats, for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I love you. Peace out. This is your boy, The Outlier. Yeah.